Welcome to Cat the Minion YouTube channel. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. This is going to be a bonus reading for Libra for June. They had the second most early views of... Where's my thing? The second highest views during the first few days of my videos being posted. So... the spread that I'm doing for the bonus reading is my general inquiry. It's one that I offer. You can look in the description box of the video down below to see the full list of readings I have and how much they cost. If you can't afford a reading, I have one that's called Help Me, I Can't Afford a Reading. It's $9 and I can abbreviate other readings into that 6-card format. So the way that this reading works is there's past, present, and future rows, and then there's columns for wands, cups, swords, and pentacles, and it just does like spiritual center, heart center, mental center / communication, and then manifestation and physical body. Right, this is more tied into the solar plexus. And this is more like throat and third eye. This is more like the body overall and the root. And this is more the heart. And then I'll have an oracle card to begin with to get an overall view, and then an oracle card for wrap up. However, I did get a double up here to start with, so I took that. So I'm hoping this won't take it as long as the Taurus reading, because that was an hour and a half long and really intense, but it might because of the decks that I'm using. So I've got the Mystical Shaman Oracle and the Thoth deck. They're both kind of matchy-matchy with my table surface, but we'll do what we do here. And normally if you would order this reading, I would shuffle out the cards on camera. I don't do that for free readings because it takes extra time, both in terms of recording and waiting for the segments to all join together. And you would be asking a question that you want answered. But with the free reading, and for this bonus reading for Libra, the question, it's not a question, it's what do your guides want to tell you right now, right? What is the message from your guides? So that's just the extra-dimensional, multi-dimensional, disincarnate, spiritual entities. And you can either call them your guides, your angels, your ancestors, any other disembodied, non-carnate, multidimensional being. The caveat for this, though, is that we're only accepting applications from beings that are operating in the direction of the light for now, and that have sort of a vested interest in your expansion, like your best possible outcome. Because I'm not about to manifest anybody's dark energies into my personal space right now. Okay, so let's look at this overview. God, I've got a hangnail that's really bothering me. I'm gonna get that. I think it was there last night, but I forgot about it. Alright, my voice is a little bit dry from doing the other reading and the pollen and whatnot. So we have Heart of the Sky inverted, 24. I think the last time I got this card, it was inverted too. I feel like I already felt like this was probably going to be similar to Taurus's reading because I did call out Libra during Taurus bonus reading. We're dealing with Venus energy here, and here she is. So 24. It's like the High Priestess and the Emperor. It's like those aren't the one. That's not what you're looking for. You're looking for the Empress. But we have the Heart of the Sky. I'm not using the book, so I'm just gonna go with what comes through for that. But it's paired, so let's see what the pair is. The Ancient Ones. Okay, so so this message looks like it's probably coming more from ancestors than anyone else. But we're dealing with galactic ancestors. This is also coming in with a 1, the Magician number. But these are people that are existing outside of time right now. The Ancient Ones. Right? They sort of evolved past the need to incarnate over and over again. But it's like they're not staying out in the cosmos where it's sort of convenient for them. They're leaving their heart center and traveling down into the meat space. Possibly to help you connect your heart center to the sky. This is, I just heard crack the sky. I'm getting... Oh, so yawning. I'm seeing the 24, and it's breaking down to 6, which tells me the Lovers, but it's coming in inverted. But it's not the Lovers, it's healing. Right? There's a wound in the heart linked to galactic ancestry, and they're sort of being called in to Magician to bring medicine to this wound. So we're going to look at what's going on in the past, and this hopefully will address what the wound is. It's not something you can just stick a band-aid on and call it good. So we have debauch. This is the 7 of Cups. This reminds me of the level in the Binding of Isaac, Repentance, that's called, I think it's called Flooded Basement, but the alternate is called Dross, and this is what that looks like. It looks like Dross. D-R-O-S-S. Right, it's rotting, it's stagnant, it's moldy, it's soggy. There's Venus, though. Venus and Scorpio. Like, rotten to the core, rotten in the depths. Interesting. 7 of Cups is usually, like, options or distractions. This is, like, a little bit like a pity party, but it's avoidance of emotions by it's not just the 3 of Cups party all the time energy, it's excessive. I'm doubling down. I'm avoiding emotional content by distorting my energy even further, because it gets me a temporary high. That's coming in the spiritual sector. But I'm trying to think what it has to relate to the solar chakra. The gut, right? In the gut. Drinking, puking, diarrhea. gallbladder issues. Okay, so in the emotional center, we have the Six of Pentacles inverted, which is success inverted. So there is a card called failure, but we have success inverted because we need this particular energy. What is it? Is this the moon? Yeah, the moon in Taurus. June 6th to 8th. Interesting. I feel poor emotionally. I'm out of balance emotionally. I'm not healing the Lover's 6, but I'm also at a lower vibration where I'm creating more challenges for myself. But I see the 6 and 7 together, and we're starting off with 13, which is death and transition. It's like I refuse to transmute my emotional problems and avoid healing them and end up making it worse. And then we have 8, interference. So we have 6, 7, 8. But it's out of water. Interference. So normally this is like I want to break free. This is Jupiter and Gemini, but it's like I can't. My signals are blocked. I'm like, ooh, maybe I should dry out for a while. Maybe I should take a break. And then people are like, hey, come on, let's party. And you're like, well, I don't want to feel like a douche for saying no and not hanging out with my friends, so I'm gonna go and spend all my time communicating with other people instead of focusing on myself. Interference. You know, if I spend too much time away, they won't let me in the club. So I've got to toe the line. So we have peace, the Two of Swords. The moon in Libra. Wow, okay, so Venus showing up. And then Taurus and Libra coming in with the moon energy. It's a fear. But it's upright. It's like I want to take a break, but I'm afraid to. The physical body is demanding a break. I was going to say truce, but I think truce is the Four of Swords in this deck. It's like the windmills of my mind. I'm running out of steam. But it's coming in mental energy in the body. It's like this, but the cells themselves are trying to communicate. The body is like, I can't take anymore, which is why there's stomach issues, gallbladder issues, digestive issues, like Crohn's disease, gluten allergies, lactose intolerance, that kind of stuff. So I have 2, 6, 8, and 7. So I'm looking for a 1, a 4, or and a 3. And here's the 1 over here. And I have 4 here and 2, so that's 3. Okay, so those are the missing numbers over here. I'm getting the impression that this pattern makes people stuck to a linear time frame, right? The ancient ones, these ancestors, are outside of time. They've escaped the time loop, but they did it by overcoming this pattern of emotional avoidance through physical destruction. You just have to stay one step above the chomping dogs on your heel. This is almost like an on guard. Like swords are crossed, but they're bound not to, you know, it's like I'm not going to be ruled by this iron fist of this thought pattern that dictates my life. In order to gain peace, I'm going to cross that sword, and this is coming in at a different angle. This is just laying on top of it, like you can't even get up. But now it's like, no, I'm going to challenge you. And I just heard Metallica, to ensure peace, you must prepare for war. Don't tread on me. Which I get that song on a semi-regular basis, to be honest, when I'm doing readings. And I don't even listen to the Black Album that much. I'm gonna start another segment because I will forget if I don't do it now. Make sure that's still in focus. Mostly. So this is what's going on in the past. The body is the thing drawing the line in the sand. It's trying to, swords, communicate to you what's wrong. Why is my heart disconnected from the spiritual? Why am I stuck in a rut? Why do I feel sick? And some of that is not even your own baggage. Some of that is going to be ancestral to your DNA, not just to your own soul path experience. Which is why these ancestors are coming in, because it's their responsibility from where they are to help you help them. Help me help you. I haven't even seen that whole movie, but whatever. So we have the Hermit. This is in the present. It's like, I don't feel good. I need to go take a nap. And in that state, there's a going within. Right? If you don't do the work, your body's going to force you to. If you don't shut it down, you're going to get sicker until this is the only thing that you can do. But we're moving up, right? We went from... We had 6 and 7 scrambled up the wrong way, backwards. And then we had an 8, but now we're into 9 in the present. Right? It's like there's supposed to be a progression, but it's the energies had been distorted. So there was a progression at a low vibration, that was sort of twisted around itself. And because the vibration is so low, the block to it in the physical world is only at a 2. It's saying you're being forced to level up and gain enlightenment in a hurry. You've got to deal with your dark side, right? We've got Kerberos here, indicative of the underworld. We've got this cosmic egg up here, indicative of growth related to spiritual cosmic ties. There's this wheat here, which is also indicative of growing. The Hermit is Virgo energy. And I think there should be inner child work. But the Virgo energy is also like the maiden. You are the younger generation. These are the ancient ones, the older generation, that are helping pull you through the eye of your own needle to sort of stitch up the festering, gaping holes in your energy field. And this wheat here is like germination, it's expansion, it's growth, but it's happening from the inside out. The sun inverted. What I said, the inside out. Right? Sometimes when cards are inverted, it doesn't mean the opposite. It means we're doing stuff internally. There's the sun, 19. So 9 and then 19. Illumination, illuminate. Now when the sun is inverted, that does often tell me moon energy. There was a moon inverted here, which is coming in next to the sun, but I had a moon upright over here. So there's also this idea of eclipse energy, but when you have eclipse energy, you have the masculine and the feminine together. You have the dark and the light coming together. And it's saying it's forcing light into a darkness that was taking over more territory than it was guaranteed. It was like guaranteed or deeded or whatever the word is. Sorrow, 3 of Swords. Okay. This is like I'm reducing. Right? 8 swords, I can't go anywhere. The number 5 has to do with a shift or a pivot. What's being subtracted here is 5 swords. I'm done with the mind games. But now I'm sad. I'm having to face my darkness. This looks kind of diseased and soggy. Right? It looks cancerous. Which is what we come out from this debauch energy. I have to deal with my feelings. This is what I was avoiding, and now I have to deal with this dry rot in my heart center. I have to think about my feelings. Saturn in Libra, I have to do work to gain balance. I am devil energy bound to this as long as I don't work through it. But notice also it goes from 2 swords to 3 swords, right? My body's crying out for a shift in perspective, and now my brain has taken the hint and is doing this kind of on its own, but the current phase means I feel depressed. And it might be like, oh, I'm not doing anything, my life is stagnating, and you could look like you're sitting like a lump and be like, what am I doing with my life? But there's a mental process that's unfurling in its own universal timing. Right? We're not going to grow all this wheat in an hour. It could take months. Weeks, months, whatever. Sun. It could take a year. Moon. Okay, I'm getting more like 3 months. Now, for some people like me, my nervous breakdown kind of took 10 years out of my life. But here, I'm getting more like a shorter time span, like not a year. But not more than a week, right? And I'm seeing 3, I'm seeing sun, inverted moon, 3 months, 3 moons. 9, so like until maybe September. Depression. Possibly. Just feeling really punky. And it's like, again, and it might not feel like you're doing anything, but your body is probably processing toxins in the body, but also toxins in the energy field. And it feels, my mental state is one of sorrow during that period. Because you have no there's no pacifier for the emotion when you have to deal with it directly. You don't get to just sit and eat marshmallows and pretend that it's nutritious. Right? Like, that kale might be nasty, but and make you sad because it's not fun, but you're gonna do it. I don't know if I've had kale, but I might have. So in the body, in the body, we have lust inverted, which is, this is what the strength card is in this deck, and it comes out as an 11. So justice in this deck would be an 8. So it's called lust. Fire energy, solar energy also coming in inverted. So I have 2 moons, now I have 2 suns, but the sun is still inverted, still coming in with moon energy. But it looks like we're dealing, I was going to say the root, but this is like sacral energy trying to pull up into the solar energy, right? I need to feel protected. I need to feel confident. I need to have energy. But I don't have any of those yet. Right? This debauchery is sort of lusty, right? It's hedonistic. It's sort of Taurian energy. But Libra needs to be in Libra's energy. Libra needs to be balanced. Libra needs to have the wind in your hair, kind of. All these swords is bringing in this air energy. But this lust is sort of like, the things I used to do don't make me happy anymore. Now I'm sad. Like, I can't get a fix off of this stuff anymore. But it's also like I don't feel very passionate about manifesting. Now, do you see this 11 inverted? And because it's Roman numerals, it looks like the 9. So I feel like these are matchy-matchy. Right? It's like I'm going inside myself to figure out what actually makes me happy, what gives me energy in the physical world. What do I want to get out of bed to do? All right. Ooh, I just got a little nugget in my head about how this reading is relevant to my personal interests. I hadn't even thought of that. Okay, I'm gonna sip of water before I read for the future, which is probably going to be these next 3 months, based on what's in here. Sometimes, like, last night when I was doing Taurus's reading, and now I feel like I'm doing, like, this reading is amazing. And then I'll go back and watch myself, and I feel like I sound like a nasally robot. And I'm like, man. So now we have a 10. 10 of Wands. This is called oppression. So we have a fire energy coming in the fire suit here, in the spiritual element. So I had Saturn in Libra. I'm having to do this mental work. But this is spiritual work to some degree. Saturn in Sagittarius. Now Jupiter is in Pisces, and it's going retrograde on the 21st of June. And Saturn is retrograde in Aquarius right now. And I believe Jupiter's going to be retrograde, and Saturn probably. I think it's like 4 or 5 months that they're retrograde. I'm not quite sure. I don't have those spans memorized yet. But that covers that roughly 3-month period. But these energies are coming in upright. This looks like skis to me. Like somebody stuffed skis in like these big door handles. But this is usually like just too much oppression. Oh, I see what this is. Right, I'm doing what everyone else does to fit in. I don't want to get locked out. But it's interference in my life. I'm not going anywhere. I want to get out of this. This is I'm doing this work to balance out my emotions. I have to think about how I feel now. These cards are connected. These cards are connected. I'm supposed to say these cards are connected too, but I don't really see that yet. This is being the tall daisy. Once I hit my own energy in the future, people are gonna push back against me. They're gonna be like, oh, if you're gonna be all whatever, you can't hang out with us anymore, or like, who are you? Like, I don't even know you anymore. And it's this feeling of ostracization. So oppression here, it's not repression. Repression is like, ooh, I'm like, I feel like I can't come outside of myself. Oppression is someone else saying you can't come over here. Right? We don't like you, whereas repression is I don't like me. Right? But it's like you weren't enjoying this, being in this environment anyway, but you have to spiritually take a stand against like for yourself. People are like who the hell do you think you are? Well, oh, I'm getting Trespassing by Adam Lambert. That song goes with this. Do I have the lyrics? I listened to that song like 800 times and I can't remember the lyrics. The lyrics. Let me see if I have the lyrics. Oh, I do have the lyrics. Okay. Let's look at the lyrics. Alright, so oppression, 10 of Wands. A lot of force, like a lot of newtons. Well, I was walking for some time when I came across this sign saying, who are you and where are you from? We don't like when visitors come. No trespassing, that's what it said. At least that's what I could read. No trespassing, yeah, my ass. Wait till you get a load of me. Right, this is standing up for your own identity. Okay. Okay, apparently I'm supposed to read the next little bit too. Wait, where? Oh, I went ahead too far. Okay. Okay, so apparently I'm supposed to skip like the next little bit and then come ahead. So there's this like a line, and then it says, "That's when I climbed that optimistic vine. Once I hit that mountain peak, I began to lose my mind." So this is coming in this section here, right? The mountain peak is, it's kind of, in this essence, the mountain is like a hurdle to get over, but here it's sort of like rock bottom, right? I can't go any further. Like, this is my Mount Everest, and my body's like, nope. But this optimistic vine, it's like, these are all rotted vines. This one is sad, but there's growth happening, right? Optimistic vines, all these weak things growing here. I began to lose my mind, right? I had no mind for myself. But what was my mind? I'm sad because my mindset is different. I don't need no sympathy. I won't cry and whine. This is this energy right here. Life's my light, the sun, and liberty, getting out of saying where you go. Liberty and Libra are in the same vein, right? Libra is a lawyer, has to deal with freedom and liberty and I'm hearing like judification, but I think that's wrong. Just justice in general, Libra energy. Liberty and justice for all, right? And I shine when I want to shine, okay? I have to listen to that after. I like that song. Of course, the song, is it right after that? No, there's another song on this album called Shady, which is probably up in here, but, okay. So look, it's like a heart center for now. Prince of Cups inverted. Okay, so this is where the knight would be in this. Prince of Cups. Aquarius and Piscean energy, and it's coming in inverted, right? Where is Saturn and Jupiter right now? They're in Aquarius and Pisces, and they're retrograde. The Knight of Cups is like, I'm ready to go out into the world and bring my message. But the message is like, who am I? Right? I'm going to be myself and present myself to the world because it's going to be emotionally fulfilling. This is not saying I'm not doing that. This is saying this is an internal thing, right? I have to emotionally give myself to myself before I can do it to somebody else. And this is happening during the retrograde. So again, like towards September more, it might be I'm ready to go out amongst the people as myself instead of another version of them in distortion. Right? I don't need to be a mirror of your distortion to hang out with you. I need to be not a reflection of myself, but a resonant link up to myself. Right? Like two posts. Like a harmony. I need to have harmony with myself. Elton John, Harmony and Me were pretty good company. Alright. And then we have... Okay, so this is Justice, which I called out here. This is number 8. It's adjustment. This is Justice here. But it's interesting because it says adjustment, right? I've had to change how I think. I have to adjust my whole framework. Again, inverted because it's happening internally and because of the retrogrades. I don't think anything in Libra is retrograde that I know of. June. But again, Libra is ruled by Venus. So we do have Venus energy. So like anything retrograding through Taurus, like I believe Lilith is going retrograde in July. In Taurus. It's either going retrograde or it's like speeding up, and I don't know how that works yet, but it has to do with stuff that's been on pause and stuff to do with desire and money and sexuality and stuff like that, right? All these hedonistic things. It's like I have to slow way down again to go through the eye of the needle. to go through the eye of my own needle in terms of like what I desire, what I'm passionate about. And that's a retrograde energy, again, because this card is inverted. But, like, retrograde also sort of, like, pulls things in. And it also, like, it's like a rewind, reset, rewind, refurbish, restitution, rest in general, retry, recalcitrant. I'm not saying that one out loud. It's not PC. So Libra. So the moon in Libra on the 18th and 19th of June. And that's kind of the only Libra energy that's really going on. There's some stuff going on in Taurus, and I don't know why I had to say that loud. I mean, Aquarius is in Taurus, which is Venus related, right? Taurus and Libra are linked in that way. But Venus, the ruler of both, is in Cancer until the 26th, and then on the 27th and 30th enters Leo, right? So at the end of June, there might be a preview of this illumination, but again, it's sort of like stoking the internal fires until like maybe September or later, until the other retrogrades of the large planets are finished. But it's a shift in the dynamic. Okay, so Venus is abundance, right? I'm not abundant, I'm not healthy, and I need to get that way somehow. And the health comes from the inside out, right? If I'm diseased in my emotions, my body is going to soon follow. Now the battery's going. This is awesome. All right. Prince of Swords. Okay, so we have another inverted prince. Look at all that green energy. Look at this. The heart center, the solar center, and manifestation as well is often can be green. Prince of Swords. Robin Hood. Oh, I just moved the camera. My bad. Get my notes there. Prince of... No, Swords. He really wants to be a pentacle, but he's not. Okay, Taurus in Gemini, which is also an air sign. Taurus in Gemini. Okay, so North Node Gemini in retrograde right now. This is like a shift of your entire world. The perspective of your perspective of your world and the world is changing. Again, this is internal and has to do with the retrogrades. So it's not that different from what I was already saying. But again, this desperately wants to be pentacles. And if I see the Knight of Swords is the fastest knight. And it also indicates this kind of slowdown. Like I missed that. I need to rewind it and pay attention. Like roll the tape. Give me the receipts. Right? Retrograde. Anything that's RE. Receipts too. I need to check what's been going on. Again, these ancestors are here because some of the stuff that you're clearing out is DNA that went through them to begin with. I'm going to change the battery. I don't want it to stop while I'm mid-sentence. Alright, so we're going to look at this wrap-up card here and see what we've got. So we have the staff. 51 coming in inverted. Okay, so I have this 1 number again, and I have 5, which is that shift or pivot that I was talking about over here. 5 is the Hierophant. It's the High Priestess and the Empress together. Or the Emperor and the Magician together. But we're talking about Venus energy here. And I had a 2 over here, which is the High Priestess, that connected to the It's like I'm connected to the network. Let me see. I'm going to bring out the High Priestess in this deck because it'll show it really well. Where's my homegirl? Just looking for the High Priestess. Where is she? Where's my lady? Lily. Nope. Not yet. Almost always the last card I get to. Let people ruminate while there she is. If I'd come from the front of the deck, I would have found her right away. There, see, there's Truce. Told you it was the Four of Swords. Okay, so this is the High Priestess, right? She's like the radio tower. You can see this huge network coming out, right? She's jacked into the Akashic records. She's got the what is it called? Like cosmic background radiation or something. Quantum field. But whatever. She's psychic. She's got the energy coming in. This is what the High Priestess is. She's inverted over here, right? It's like I'm not connected spiritually. I'm not getting any cosmic downloads because I'm so far cut off from it that I'm in this low vibration of base, hitting the feeder bar. Distorted energy. Right? If you're too busy in consumption, then you're not going to necessarily take the time to like light up a tower, rig up the receiver. Although it looks like there's abundance down here though. But the High Priestess is separate from there by this net. I'm still getting like a little bit of like don't believe what you read on the internet. But that's the High Priestess energy. This is what I'm trying to talk about. There's a disconnect from this natural psychic spiritual connection to universal energy, to cosmic energy, to the feedback loop of whatever's out there. Right? Synchronicities, intuition, stuff like that. Like, is this person giving off bad vibes? I can't tell because I'm not connected. The staff has to do with connecting from the ground to the spiritual world as well. It's also phallic. It's masculine energy. But here, with it inverted, right, the messages, it's like the messages are coming from inside the building. Right, it's like I'm getting the downloads, but they're really coming from, it's like they're more coming up, the messages are coming from the root up after this grounding with the hermit energy. But what I really wanted to say is that I see the one here, I see the magician inverted. This is not something that you can, you can't just snap your fingers and be like, see, universe, I did it. And the universe is going to be like, you're trying to pull a fast one on me. You got to go back there and actually do this work. When these cards come inverted, it's indicative that there's medicine, right? I need healing. There's something that I have to do. I have to realign myself, right? Adjustment, thinking, meditating. Those are the kinds of things you'll see when these are inverted. Now I have 6 here and I have 6 here. Now these are carrying the magic number, right? The magician number, number 1. but they're operating in this interdimensional realm. The Libra's past is sort of decorated, colored, peppered, let's say peppered with distorted energy. And the only way to overcome that is to move away from trying to pretend like you've got it all together. Right? There's no smooth operating here. It's, I have to connect to my higher realm internally. Again, internally, upside down, like going into myself. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that should be said for Libra. Okay, I guess I'm gonna get... I was gonna say I'm gonna get another card, and then I was like, no, I'll get the bottom of the deck. Alright. So we're gonna talk about the Four of Swords here. Jupiter in Libra. Sagittarius energy, the planet of luck. Not currently in Libra. But it's like Libra needs to pull that energy towards themselves. Truce, right? I'm no longer at odds with the universe. I'm coming into an adjusted balance with the universe. The Four of Swords is like a low vibration of the Hanged Man. Right? I'm just starting to learn how to rest. Right? I need to sit in a place where I'm not constantly pushing my body out past its extremes. I need to allow my mental processes, Three of Swords, to happen. Right? Three of Swords plus the Hermit, that's 12, that's the Hanged Man. That's Piscean energy, that's Neptune. That's the subconscious. Right? I need to rest long enough so that my consciousness and my subconsciousness come and they're no longer at odds with each other. They're no longer at war, right? I'm laying down my swords in all four elements, and I'm going to rest and allow myself to sit in the soil, in ground, while my growth happens, while I sort of expand naturally. Right? I've come to a rest. It's like a rest in a song. Right? There's a pause. You don't want to just be shouting in all caps at people all the time. There's no punctuation to the story. This is a punctuation. It's a period before I start my next sentence. But the next sentence isn't like a prison sentence. It's not a death sentence. It's going to be like a sonnet or a song or a declaration. Right? It's not just going to be, man, I'm so wasted right now. Let's party. Right? It's like, I've thought about what I'm going to say, and I'm preparing myself. I'm practicing. I'm thinking about it. I'm going to sleep on it. So that when I go out, I can make this, like, I'm going to be like, oh, Captain, my Captain, or reciting Jabberwocky or whatever. Or some poem that is, like, normal, that, trying to think of something profound, and I don't have anything. It's like, I'm going to come out and I'm going to recite the entirety of the Soft Parade after committing it to memory and sleeping on it for a week and a half. Alright. So that's Libra energy. It's like I'm resting up for a big performance. But the performance isn't faking it. It's like, ta-da. Like, here's my real energy. All right, itchy. So that's it. If you want to get a personal reading, I do offer this one or several others. Again, those are going to be in the description box underneath the video. It's just roughly in focus, so I don't really want to move it. It's flapping around because I got the fan blowing on me. I'm trying to aim it the other way for a second. Ow, there we go. I'm stuck to the chair too. My shorts are too short for this wooden chair. Okay. So that's the readings are going to be down underneath in the description box. If you'd like to help keep this channel running, if you enjoyed this content, there's donation, energy exchange, tip jar, PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. Those are all Cat the Minion. And then if you'd like to have something to hold on to for donating, you can get merch and prints and actual art items over here. There's a coupon code for Etsy, 3star17, 17% off a purchase of 3 or more items. That includes everything from the like $3 stuff to the $160 stuff. And if you go through the link tree, that coupon code should pop right in there. And then I've got coloring books and dark poetry, I've got social media, so all that's available. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, check out my playlists tab, my discussion tab, and stay groovy, and we'll see you later. Bye.